What's up, guys? It's Taco with Amped Up Outdoors. I'm out here today on the lake. I'm over on one of the Eastern Shore mill ponds. I'm not going to say exactly which one. If you know what it is, you know where I'm at. Today I'm going to do a little bit of wintertime pan fishing. Deer hunting's been kind of slow for me. And I wanted to talk about how I select the colors of jigs I use. I'm getting up into my spot, and the last time I fished, I was having real good luck on this bright chartreuse and orange bustin' bait stinger. Now today, the water's a little different. It's a little cloudy out. So today I'm going to go with a more of a natural color. Kind of go through, go into my jig box and see what I can find. Now stingers are my go-to, and I have a whole box of them here. I have clear, I have white and clear, I have white, I have orange, I have like a purple blackish color with metal flake, I have chartreuse or lime truce. I have a ton of colors. You can see I have a ton of different colors of lures in there. Well, with today, with it being a little bit overcast, I'm going to go with a darker, more natural colored lure. I really don't pay that much attention to jig heads. I normally throw either a white jig head or a chartreuse jig head. But I'm going to get this rigged up and hopefully we'll get into some of these fish. Now for techniques today, basically I'm just using a float and fly. Right now I'm fishing with a 1/32 ounce jig head with a bustin' bait stinger on it, about 18 to 20 inches below my bobber, and I'm just casting out and kind of twitching it back to me. Right now I'm still in search mode, trying to find the school of crappie or bluegill, kind of drifting around. Because what I'm looking for is they're normally hanging on like underwater weed edges. I don't have my Old Town kayak today, so I'm running the wife's Bonafide. You know, I don't have a depth finder on it. I don't have my little GPS with past numbers and stuff like that. I'm basically 2 tackle boxes, 2 rods, a couple of GoPros, and a paddle is all I have going today. So it's going to take me a minute to locate these fish and find them underwater weed edges that I'm looking for. So when I cast out, I kind of let the bobber, let the rings from the bobber settle. Oh, I'm getting a bite. Oh, missed him. But I'll let the ring settle and then kind of give it a second, give it a little twitch. But I have found a school of these fish now. Now it's a matter of figuring out what lure they want. So there we go. Got some panfish. I'm getting into them panfish now. Got me a nice little bluegill. Get out here and see if I can't get a couple more. Like I said, without the depth finder and all that, it does add a degree of difficulty to this. But that old bluegill grabbed it and hammered it pretty hard. It's a big thing of just watching your float. When you see some sort of abnormal movement, go ahead and set the hook. Another big old Gilbert. That's a stout one there. That's a nice bluegill right there. That's what I'm looking for, is these big Gilberts. I mean, that's a good bluegill right there. But he gets to go back, live with his friends. Because as much as I enjoy eating fish, today I'm just trying to do a little catch and release, make a little bit of a video, help you guys maybe go out and do this on your own if you're into this type of thing. Some people don't really care for panfish. Me personally, it's one of my favorites because I don't need a lot of gear. I don't need a lot of stuff with me. You know, a couple little tackle boxes, and I'm pretty much set. So the dark color stinger, I'm getting a few bites, but I'm not getting a whole ton of bites. I'm gonna switch it up. It's starting to get a little bit lighter out. So I'm gonna switch back to that orange and chartreuse stinger and see if that makes a difference. If one thing's not working for you, especially in these ponds, you know, don't be afraid to try something else. You know, don't be afraid to tie on a tube jig. Sometimes your bait's a little big, or a hair jig or feather jig. I'd even tell you, don't be afraid to go ahead and tip it with a piece of bait. You know, put a mummy worm on, or a piece of night crawler. I mean, a regular wax worm or a mealworm, a minnow. You got to try to figure it out and see what's going on to really get into these panfish and have a good time. So, in typical taco luck, the fish just ain't cooperating today. So, to kind of sum things up of what I was doing today, I was fishing for panfish in one of the mill ponds on the shore. When I got there, it was kind of cloudy. We're using a dark colored stinger to start. As the sun came up, I went to a lighter color stinger. I even fished with a clear one some today and had some limited success. I have a whole ton of different colors here. Dark, I'm gonna go with this electric chicken. I'm gonna go with the dark. I'm gonna go with this like purple color here. Some of your more natural colors, like this little shiner here. I'm going to do that when it's overcast and cloudy out. As the sun gets up, I'm going to go to some of these lighter colors. Little chartreuse and white, these white and clear glitter stingers, this real natural color tube. Now, when it comes time to select the lure, like I said, I'm going to go with what I'm confident with. I'm going to start off with a bustin' bait stinger, a tube jig, or one of my own hair jigs. You know, I tie these up myself. It's a real tiny little jig head. They're my confidence baits. I've used them before, I've done well. But in the same principle, if I'm fishing a deeper water, I'm going to use this one. This one's got a little bit of shimmer and shine to it that'll come into play in deeper water. If I'm getting short strikes on stingers and stuff, I'll switch and use a tube jig, a little bit smaller bait. If I'm getting real light taps, but I'm not getting good solid bites, I'll throw on some mummy worms. Another thing is my float selection. I got a couple of different floats here. I have a Mr. Crappie rattling pair. I have a Mr. Crappie, it's a foam float. I have 2 different sizes of those. And then I have just your regular old weighted foam float. Sometimes this has a little bit too much tension to pull down. So I'll go to one of these, it's tapered. It's a little bit easier for them to pull it down. Real high wind situations, I'm going to use this. It's got less area for the wind to hit. You can do this all yourself. All you have to do is go out, pick up a selection of stuff. Like years ago, I started off, I had one panfish box. Now I have one that's nothing but heads and floats and hair jigs and stuff. My other one is all the soft plastics for it. But go out there, do some pan fishing, go have some fun. You'll bend the rod in the winter time. I'll catch you guys on the next video. I hope you enjoyed this one.